Swing right through Sarah Sanders and Brianna Kataku, but to no avail. 1-0 Sooners.
And that's what OU wants to keep doing all night long, is putting up a double block on Yassiana Presley. Slow her down.
1-0 Sooners. Set comes to Presley, and that's off a Sooner. 1-all. Baylor gets a side out. And back to serve for the Bears is Shelly Stafford. Redshirt senior, second-team All-American a year ago was Shelly Stafford, despite playing through numerous injuries, including a labrum tear that required off-season surgery. Sanders down the line there, but Stafford digs it out, and the big swat by McGee goes out of bounds off the Sooners. 2-1 Baylor.
Great transition play for Baylor to start off, getting McGee involved right away, getting that middle, which opens up the outside hitter, getting more balls to Yassiana Presley.
McLaughlin sets wide to Dunbar, and the Sooners able to side out 2-all.
And that's just a great play right there. We have to give that credit to Kylie McLaughlin, setting that ball outside quick to Dunbar. Baylor block wasn't able to set up.
Kylie McLaughlin's been battling injury. Makes it difficult to play and practice on a regular basis. But they've done a terrific job of managing that. She's able to start tonight as Kataku has the service error. 3-2 in favor of Baylor. Marika Vandermark, the redshirt sophomore, 6'6" from the Netherlands, is back to serve it. And Ryan McGuire says maybe the most improved player on the roster, but not there. So a couple of service errors. These teams always work through the nerves early and get used to swinging it from the service line.
That's right. And really, tonight, we're going to be looking for the Sooners to be serving really aggressive. I talked to head coach Lindsay Gray-Walton this afternoon, and she said that we're really need to serve aggressive tonight and really get the Baylor serve-receive back on their heels.
Presley swinging away. And that's out of bounds off the Sooners' Asia Hardy. 4-3. What a terrific swinger Yassiana Presley is. The Big 12 kills leader. Just an explosive, determined player. Number 2 in the country, in fact, in kills. But that serve is long.
And just what makes her so effective, she jumps so high. Hannah Locken delivers that ball out to the outside really fast. She's really explosive. And you can see on that last hit, she hit right off the hands and just swung really hard out of bounds.
Ashlyn Dunbar will serve it for the Sooners at 4-all here in the opening set. There's that big jump serve you talked about with heavy topspin. That one reflects off of Keaton Kinley, and Gia Milana, the senior transfer from Maryland, has her first kill. She had 12 kills in the first meeting between these two teams. That's a season high.
Yeah, and look for Gia Milana to get a lot of balls tonight, kind of balancing that offense from Yassiana Presley.
Sooners in system, and a big swing there by Sine Dotson. And that is a little bit wide off the hand of Milana. 5-all, and the Sooners will serve. It's kind of back and forth. Neither team able to string together numerous points together.
Yeah, and Paige Johnson did a good job on defense there. She was in the right position. She was right where she needed to be. We could tell that that ball was out of bounds. Looks like we're going to have a challenge, though. Maybe that ball's in.
See. Was the ball inbounds? The Bears challenge it. Gary Houghton, the down official, will walk over and take a look at the replay monitor. It is Spooks and Spikes night here inside McCaslin Fieldhouse. Recognizing Halloween, we did not dress up tonight, and I feel kind of underdressed just coming as a broadcasting announcer. But there's face painting for the kids. Let's get another look at this. I thought I saw crimson, but maybe not.
With that look, it's going to be hard to tell. You really need to be right on the line. That's a tough one. And we don't know if he has another angle that he's seen. Oh, here. Let's see.
Can't tell.
I think it's out. I'm going with it.
Well, the original call was out, so it will be difficult to overturn that, or the call will stand. One of 3 challenges that Baylor can use. Even if you're right, you don't get to keep the challenge. And the call is affirmed. Point Sooners for 5-all.
Yeah, and that's one of those decisions as a coach, do I use it, at 5-5 at the beginning of the match? But you also don't want to not use them.
It's difficult.
It is.
Keaton Kinley serves for the Sooners. Milana digs it out. Milana swings away, and there's Dunbar on the back row for the Sooners. Wonderful dig there by Wolf. Keaton Kinley there for the Sooners. This time McLaughlin sets Dunbar from the back row. There's Wolf again. And soaring in to finish it comes Presley. She says enough of this.
And that's how Yassiana Presley gets so many kills, not just from the front row. She is so effective out of the back row, and they really use her in system to get those kills for the Bears.
Was first team All-American last year, Yassiana Presley. First team All Big 12, led the league in kills per set, and she's at nearly 1 kill per set more this year than last year. Think about that. 1 full kill per set more this year than last.
Yeah, so she totally upped her game.
That is long from Dunbar, 7-5. Here's the lineup for the Bears. Wolf has started every match at libero, and she's in there tonight. Hannah Locken, much improved as the setter this year, and she is back to serve it. Ryan McGuire says just her positioning on sets is much better this year. Nicely done, poked by Dotson off the Baylor block and out of bounds. Side out Sooners.
Another great set by Kylie McLaughlin. Really Kataku being up on transition, really held that middle blocker, allowed Dotson to be open on the outside. It's a good play for the Sooners.
7-6 Baylor. Sooners a chance to tie. McLaughlin with the serve. There's Presley digging that one out. Milana dug out by Keaton Kinley and played over by Dunbar. Played over rather nicely. Big block, but it's out of bounds as it goes off of Kataku, and that big block was Sarah Sanders. So the kill for Marika Vandermark up there on the front row for Baylor.
And it's a well-formed block. You can see right there. The Sooners need to press a little bit more into the middle of the court, and that ball goes in.
Chanel Bramschreiber on to serve it. She's a libero defensive specialist for Baylor. Right in the middle, Sanders is blocked. Way up high went Presley to send that one back the Sooner direction. 9-6 now Baylor.
And Shelly Stafford doing a great job for the Bears right there, holding up the middle, really communicating with Presley, making sure that they're up on that middle attack.
Kelly's keys here are presented by Riverwind. Still the one. We start with serve and pass for the Sooners.
Always. The big key to winning is the serve and pass. You've got to be aggressive on the serve, and look for the Sooners to be real aggressive tonight with that. Also, be aggressive. The Sooners need to score points. Bottom line, they need to get it from kills. And then I was thinking today, when I was talking to head coach Gray Walton, they need to be resilient. They're so good. They've been back and forth with many teams all season long, and they just got to keep going, keep working, keep being aggressive.
Like that, Kataku and Sanders blocking the high-flying Presley. And the Sooners string together back-to-back points to make it 9-8.
Great block for the Sooners. Again, we've got to have a double block up on Yassiana Presley at all times. She's so effective for the Bears. She's going to get the majority of the sets tonight.
Again, Presley dug out by Hardy on the back row, but there's Presley swatting that one off of Keaton Kinley to side out for the Bears at 10-8.
And again, you just got to make sure you get your hands on that ball. She's hitting hard. Great up by Hardy. Unfortunately, just went back over the net. Dig this ball again. Good touch by Kinley.
It's 4 opening set kills for Presley. Sanders, and that one is tracked down by Hannah Locken. And Presley taps over the block for her 5th kill.
And a great heads-up play by Presley right there. She hits hard. She hits hard every single time. And then she throws a little change-up. The shot right into the middle of the court. Everyone's expecting her to swing hard. It's open. Great decision.
11-8, Baylor. And Dunbar is blocked. Boy, that is a big block. McGee goes 6'4", and Vandermark 6'6" up there on the front row.
Yeah, that was massive. And really well formed. Vandermark being really patient out there, talking to McGee.
Hardy plays that one. Looked like it might go long. Sanders taps it over the block. Overpass. passed and just sent down there by McGee. And I think Lindsey Gray-Walton up off the bench. Is she going to take a timeout here? Not just yet.
Look at this set by Hannah Locken. She kept that ball in play. McGee was up in transition. That was all her by the setter, Hannah Locken.
Helps to have a 6-foot setter that can get up there like that.
Absolutely.
Kataku strikes in the middle. Tracked down by the Bears and into the net off the hand of Shelley Stafford. Sooners side out at 13-10 now. Paige Anderson back into the Oklahoma lineup. And Brianna Kataku will serve. This time the set comes to Vandermark, and it's good. So Vandermark ushers down that kill. 14-9 Baylor.
And again, Vandermark, she reaches so high and just going high off hands, out of bounds, swinging hard. She's a lefty, different dynamic, a little bit harder to block.
This is Brea Hunt, team captain, senior, and a hometown kid from Waco. There's a huge block by Yassiana Presley.
And those are the changes that we talked about Presley and making difference. She's really doing everything with the kill and the block, making big changes.
Yassiana Presley, 5 early kills. Baylor with a 6-point lead.
Stadium brings you free 24/7 sports, including live college football in prime time, in-depth MLB playoff and World Series coverage.
He launches one to the left. It's gone.
And a full court press of NBA breaking news and insider information with Shams Charania.
This is the richest contract in pro sports.
On Stadium, your 24/7 home for sports.
All right, crew, let's get started.
Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Well, it was a seesaw opening set through about the first 14 points, but Baylor has turned it on. They lead 15-9. We take a look at series history between these two programs. It's presented by Pizza Hut. When OU wins, you win free pizza. And who does not love free pizza? Visit Soonersports.com for more details. Oklahoma has an 18-match advantage all time, but Baylor has won 7 straight. Ryan McGuire, the 5th-year head coach of Baylor, has really turned around the fortunes of this program. You're well familiar with where Baylor was and how high Ryan McGuire has brought this program, Kelly.
Yeah, just consistency. Season after season, he's done such a great job.
Dunbar swinging away for the Sooners. Presley tracks that down, and Hunt will play it over. This time McLaughlin sets outside for Sanders, and Baylor was in the net there. Looked like Yassiana Presley maybe got into the net.
Yeah, she was a little unbalanced when she was going up, and when you're not balanced and blocking, this is what makes blocking really hard, is that everything has to be aligned, and I think she was a little unbalanced and on the way down hit the net.
The Arkansas transfer, Paige Johnson, with the serve for the Sooners. That's right at Asia Hardy, and just too good. Nicely placed by Chanel Bramschreiber, sophomore libero, defensive specialist from Plano.
That's a great pass by Brea Hunt to Hannah Locken. McGee's up so fast in transition. Really quick attack.
There's a dump by McLaughlin. Bears were up to it, and Milana bangs that one home. 17-10 in favor of Baylor. The set getting away from the Sooners.
And the Sooners right now just need to find a way to score some points offensively, and then they also need to make some big plays on defense.
12 kills for Baylor in this set. The Sooners have just 2. Dunbar hits that one. It's out of bounds and was not touched. Timeout Sooners. 18-10 in favor of Baylor here in this first set. They've won 10 of the last 12 points and have an 8-point cushion.
At Riverwind, we've been #1 for over 10 years. Because we all work together as one to make you feel like one in a million. Home to one unbeatable concert venue. Featuring a never-ending stream of #1 acts. And with great restaurants and one gorgeous hotel, it's something for everyone. All in one place.
I feel like they should be here by now.
There's only one other place they could be.
Where are the Bud Light Platinums?
Oh, you're looking for the party turret. This here is the Stern into the Void turret. Completely different turrets.
Oh, it's the wrong rooftop.
We only have 2 turrets.
Unbelievable.
Bud Light Platinum, brewed for the night.
Well, happy Halloween, everyone. Just one day early, but it is Spooks and Spikes night. Look, Kelly, Mr. Incredible is with us, and we have some princesses as well. Face painting for the kids. A fun, festive atmosphere here inside McCaslin Fieldhouse. Not so fun for the Sooners so far, but maybe that will help change it as Paige Anderson delivers her first kill of the night.
Yeah, and I like that. I like how the Sooners went back to the basics, right? The bread and butter for McLaughlin and Anderson is the slide play, and I love that they opened off at the timeout, going off what they know, what they do well. That's what they need to keep doing.
You always learn from losses, no matter when they are and who they come to. I was asking Ryan McGuire, the Texas loss. You know, Baylor's #1 in the country. So much buildup around them, and Texas beat them pretty good. He said, what did you learn? He said they need to serve more aggressively and be more explosive in the middle. Well, mission accomplished with that so far tonight.
Absolutely. They're doing a great job delivering. Both middles are being up on transition really quick.
That swing a little long from Anderson. Baylor closing in on this opening set.
You know, when you get the middles involved, it's kind of a twofold situation here. Is that you can see that tip right there by Anderson, but it's a twofold situation. You know, the setter's job is to get the hitter the ball, but if the hitter's not up, you know, then they can't get him the ball. So they both need to work together.
Ashlyn Dunbar with her second kill, able to side out, roll that one over into the proper spot. Now the Sooners need a service run from Keaton Kenley. Kenley able to get her hand on that one. Poked over by Kataku. There's Milana. Great dig on the back line by Paige Johnson. Point Baylor. Sooners in the net, and 21-12 now.
And Gia Milana, great job tracking the setter. For OU, the setter's live. She's on the front row. Kylie McLaughlin. That's her hitter right now. She's on the right side of the court as the outside hitter for Gia Milana. She has to stay with her, and she did a great job of getting ready for her to dump the ball.
And Locken commits the service error. Brings it back to the Sooners at 21-13. Rotating back in is Sarah Sanders on the Sooner front row. Kylie McLaughlin will serve now. Kylie McLaughlin, 10 double-doubles, but contributing in other ways. She has 58 kills as a setter, most for any setter in the Big 12. And there's a huge block. Kataku and Sanae Dotson providing the Sooner defense.
And again, the Sooners have been playing great defense all season long, putting together great blocks. Love to see that tonight for the Sooners.
Oklahoma, top 5 in the Big 12 in 5 different defensive categories. And there's some more of that. Kataku and Sanders this time.
And just keep going, keep building on that. And that's what defense is so great. It just builds momentum, builds energy. It's exciting. There's nothing like a great block.
3 straight points for the Sooners. Another serve for Kylie McLaughlin.
Kylie McLaughlin, she's serving down the line, serving to Presley, really wanting her to touch as many balls as possible, tire her out, and she's doing a great job of serving to her.
That went off of Milana out of bounds. Here's Milana, swings away. It's long. Was it touched? It was not touched. Sooners to draw within 21-17 of third-ranked Baylor here in this opening set. Kylie McLaughlin continues her service run. Stafford in the middle is blocked. Set comes to Milana, and that's out of bounds off the Sooners. So let's hope Keaton Kinley is okay. Looks like she is. Volunteer assistant coach Kyle Walton helping save Keaton Kinley. Two of them very close.
I have to go back to that play. Yassiana Presley, side set to the right side attacker Gia Milana. That was a great play. Out of system play. Great set by an outside hitter. Love it.
Sinead Dotson providing a big lift in this opening set for the Sooners.
Super smart. Same thing. Middle wide open on that attack. Expecting a big swing by Dotson. She sees a hole. Nice roll shot.
Sinead Dotson seeing more and more playing time recently. The freshman from Houston Memorial. Her dad Santana played 11 years in the NFL. Kataku had a quick block there. Set comes back to Presley. And there's Dunbar for the Sooners. Now Sanders with a big swing. Set comes again for Presley. Dunbar in the right place at the right time. Sanders swings, and it's down. Point Sooners.
That was a crazy up by Dunbar. Yassiana Presley cut that ball so sharp. And that dig was just phenomenal straight up. And that's what they need to do. Need to create digs. Keep that ball off the ground. Yassiana can't be scoring points that much. You see that's just a great up. And then the transition out to Sanders on the right side to put the ball away for the Sooners.
You know, the only downside to that is Ashlyn Dunbar looks like she's injured after that play. Maybe some blood?
I'm guessing she broke a nail.
A fractured fingernail? I think you're right.
That's my guess.
They were looking for the nail, and sometimes that happens and it will draw some blood, so they are attending to Ashlyn Dunbar over there. Don't want to break a nail, Kelly.
Well, as a volleyball player, nails are important, but I know she is super happy that she got that dig. She'll take a nail for that dig any day.
Yeah, it was well worth it.
Yes.
And the Sooners get the point on top of that as they attend to Ashlyn Dunbar. I was asking Lindsey Gray Walton about Ashlyn Dunbar. She has fallen in love with volleyball again. Graduate transfer after 3 years at San Diego State. She was a teammate of Alyssa Enneking in high school, went through the recruitment process, and then just decided to do her own thing and go out to the West Coast. But back at Oklahoma, rejuvenated, and Lindsey Gray Walton says Ashlyn is right where they want her to be.
Yeah, and sometimes in life you just need to make a change, and a change for good for her, and like you said, a new outlook, and she's taking full advantage of one season left. Having a great season for the Sooners.
Presley with a big side out, having another huge first set for Baylor. The Bears 2 points away from this opening set as Stafford puts one into the air. Kataku down. Side out Sooners.
And again, the more that the middles you can see right here, getting Kataku involved, just opens it up for the outside hitters. Great hit by Kataku.
Haley Sanchez enters to serve for the Sooners, senior from Bakersfield, California. Presley rifles one, but she was off the antenna and I think into the net also on that.
Yeah, I think she saw that she hit the antenna and she just came down safely. Didn't matter. She already knew she had an error.
Sooners once trailed 21-12 in this set. They've gotten within 2 as Presley swings. Here's Dunbar, and the Sooners get within a point. Another wonderful swing from Ashlyn Dunbar.
Haley Sanchez, right now, let's give her credit for this whole play. Amazing serve, being aggressive, taking them out of system, and then she came up with that huge dig to get that ball out to Dunbar.
23-22 Baylor, and the Bears take a timeout with this opening set hanging in the balance at McCaslin Fieldhouse. Error that gives the Bears a set point. So the timeout works for Baylor. They ice Haley Sanchez side out and have set point.
Sooners need to get a good pass here. In system, they got 3 hitters on the front row.
Bree Coleman serves for Baylor. McLaughlin sets Sanders, who's blocked. McLaughlin for Dunbar this time. Off the Bears, out of bounds.
Great high hit for Dunbar. Going high off hands. And that's what the Sooners need to do more. See right here, she goes high off the hands, out of bounds. But the Sooners need to create long rallies with Baylor. They want to keep and going, want to play defense, make Baylor feel uncomfortable, and then when they're ready to get a good attack.
Still set point for Baylor. The jump serve for Paige Johnson, and it's in. We're tied, 24-all. Baylor gambled, let it land, and the Sooners get an ace.
And this is the serve. Head coach Lindsey Gray Walton wants to drive that ball deep, create miscommunication errors. If that ball goes in or out, it doesn't matter. They want to keep that pressure on them.
Another terrific serve dug out that time, though, by Wolf. There's a Sooner block. Wolf digs it out. The set comes. And Keaton Kinley is there to dig it off of Presley. Played across by Paige Anderson. Sooner blocked, but punched into the air this time by Locken. There's Presley playing it across. Anderson. There's Hunt for Baylor. Presley again, and too good. Another Baylor set point. Yassiana Presley, relentless.
And she just went into a whole nother level. Here's the rally again. You can see right here. Great up by Keaton Kinley. Again, want to keep playing defense. Send the ball over, reset on the free ball. Great block. And then ultimately, Yassiana Presley goes into a whole nother level to put that ball away.
12-1 in matches that go 4 sets or more. It's all about extended. Another point, another set. Just get it a little further along. I think Meg was listening in on that huddle. Meg?
Listening to hit whistle, and we earn our...
Have a little trouble with Meg's microphone. Set point Baylor. Dunbar over the top of the block. That's overpassed. Dunbar tried to dunk it home, but Wolf was there. Here's Milana. Milana again rifles it off Kinley, and Baylor takes the opening set, but what a battle it was.
Great job by the Sooners coming back towards the end of that set.
But the Bears take the opening set. We'll switch sides and play set number 2 when we come back to McCaslin Fieldhouse. Before set number 2 begins, let's check in with Meg.
Chad, listening into the huddle with Lindsey Gray Walton, she said we shouldn't have even been in that conversation, but we need to start how we finished that last set, and that comes down to mental execution. Expect to be there this set, guys.
Thank you, Meg. Something about the mentality changed when the Sooners fell behind. They were down by 9, but came back to tie that opening set before Baylor was able to pull away.
Yeah, and I agree with Coach Lindsey Gray Walton that they just need to start this set how they finished. They did a great job towards the second half of that set. Just started a little too late.
Baylor's so battle-tested. They have been through the ringer. Veteran roster, seniors, and a junior class with players like Hannah Locken, and a service error begins set number 2.
Paige Anderson comes in. Look for her to get more involved in this set.
Brianna Kataku serves for the Sooners, down to the back row and out.
And again, that's the serve that they're looking for tonight. You see it was just long, and that's what they're looking for tonight.
1 apiece. It'll be Shelly Stafford to serve, redshirt senior from Cypress Ranch High School. 10th in Baylor history in kills. And McLaughlin got over to that ball, but couldn't keep it in play. 2-1 Baylor.
Great serve by Stafford.
What a start Baylor got off to, Kelly. 16-0. They were the final Division I unbeaten team before losing to Texas last Wednesday.
I mean, really, that's just impressive. I mean, to be undefeated for that long is really kind of remarkable.
There's Sanders siding out for the Sooners at 2-all.
Sanders had a great match against Texas Tech. She led the team in kills. Really getting her involved is super important for a balanced offense for the Sooners. It's good to see her get involved tonight.
Lindsey Gray Walton was saying for an opposite, she's playing as well as anybody in the country. You look at stats for opposites across the country, and she's right up there in the top 5. Anderson tips over the block and down.
That's a great play. Keaton Kinley had a great dig, put it really high for McLaughlin, give her time to get up there. And then great heads-up play for Anderson. Huge opening.
Ooh, huge rifle shot by Marika Vandermark. Off the Sooners and out of bounds, 3-all.
And the delivery to Vandermark out there by Locken is just really fast. Great swing.
In to serve is Bree Coleman, a sophomore from Valencia, California. Occasionally comes in as a serving specialist for Baylor. Dunbar. And it's in.
Dunbar really reached high on that one. Almost looked like it went over the block, high and deep into the court. Again, a lot of area to cover back there as a defender, a lot of open spots. It's a great hit.
So Ashlyn Dunbar to serve. 4-3 Sooners here in set number 2. That one overpassed right back to the Sooners side. McLaughlin sets. Dotson. Baylor keeps it alive. Wolf plays it over. This time it's Anderson, and that's dug out on the back row by Bramschreiber. And struck by Presley there. Continues her terrific night.
And again, just a great set by Locken. McGee up on transition as the middle. Held the block for the Sooners. Sooners had to stay with her. Opened up this huge hole on the outside to Yassiana Presley. Great delivery by Locken.
And McGee so good in the middle for Baylor, drawing attention. 6'4", just a freshman from San Antonio. You have to give her a lot of attention.
Oh, 100%, and that's her job. She has to be up every single time. If she doesn't do her job in transition and getting off the ground, then the other middle is just going to go to the outside.
Presley. Dunbar able to get to that one. Dotson plays it across for the Sooners. And the dump is down for Hannah Locken.
And Dotson recognizing that Locken's on the front row. She adjusted the block in. You can see how far in she is. But Locken caught her off guard, didn't go up with her. Good decision.
Locken leads the Big 12 in assists per set, but also can do that. And there's a net violation. 6-5 Sooners, and they'll get the serve back.
See right here, it looks like they hit it on the way down. Maybe Stafford.
So Kylie McLaughlin will serve it for the Sooners. And it's long.
Again, Sooners are serving aggressive. They're really going for it, and I know that was the goal tonight. Be aggressive. Just missed that one long.
And so Locken serves. This comes for Dotson. It's it right over the top of that block. Dug out by Locken. Punched across by Vandermark. That goes wide. 7-6 Sooners. This is that area where in the first set, Baylor began to pull away. How does Oklahoma keep this one within striking distance?
Again, it's the serve. Got to start here. Great aggressive serve. Get them out of their offense. And play great defense on the backside.
Clean serve by Hardy, and there's Vandermark again.
Vandermark makes it really look easy. When she goes up, she's so fluid with her movement. Her arm swings fast.
Redshirt sophomore from the Netherlands played her junior and senior years of high school at Granby Memorial in Connecticut after moving across from the Netherlands. 7-all here, set 2. Baylor leads 1-0. Sanders, and there's a great dig by Locken. Vandermark across with that left arm swing, and it's 8-7 Baylor.
And that's what defense does right there. That was an amazing dig. You said it, by Locken. Getting that ball up, going out of system to Vandermark, the lefty right side hitter. It's hard to defend those balls.
Jump serve from Bramschreiber. There's Kataku. That is wide. And touched by Hebert, though. The Sooners get the point.
I think there was a net violation by Stafford. You can see right here is Kataku up on transition.
Stafford there in the middle. must have gotten into the net. Vandermark. And off the antenna there.
And just occasionally, Baylor has these kind of disconnects. We saw some a little bit in the first set, and we've seen a couple here where just kind of disconnected, and I'm sure that's stuff that they're working on. And I watched the match against Texas, and it happened a little bit there, some miscommunication here and there.
Huge swing from Stafford right down the middle for Baylor.
And that's like the first big kill we've seen from Stafford. She's been doing her job, but that's a great swing right there. Great delivery by Lock-In.
Shelly Stafford, a finalist for the Lowe's Senior Class Award. Played injured last year and was still an All-American as Anderson gets stuffed. Sooners reset with Dunbar. And Dunbar able to kill that one for the Sooners. 10-9.
Dunbar doing her job out there. Sometimes you have to do it all, right? You're going to get every set out there as an outside hitter, out of system, in system. Got to be ready. Got to score points.
Paige Johnson serves. McGee just swings a little long that set, kind of behind her just a tad.
Absolutely. Her approach, she was a little too tight to the net, so as a middle, there's a lot of spacing that's involved, and she just got a little too tight to the net.
Presley, high flying. Sooners block it, though. Here's Dunbar. That went off a Baylor player and out of bounds. Point Sooners. This is Oklahoma's largest lead in any set tonight, 3 points.
See right here, Dunbar.
Ryan McGuire up, questioning Gary Houghton, the down referee.
Yeah,
Tracy Belton, the up referee, and they confer on that. What are they talking about here, Kelly?
They're just saying who made that call that it was a touch. That's what he's asking. The line judges didn't call it, so it had to have been one at the up or down ref.
There's Presley again, rifling one off of Dunbar.
That same cut shot we saw in that first set, that hard drive, hard angle shot that Dunbar did where she broke her nail. Really effective for Presley.
Presley has led the Big 12 in kills for 3 years. Led the league as a freshman in kills. Really burst onto the scene.
And like you said, she just continues to get better. And what I've noticed tonight is that she's making changes and finds other ways to kill the ball instead of just hard, aggressive swings.
That was a great set by McLaughlin there. Dunbar again. Trying to tap it to the back row, but Bramschreiber was there. There's Presley. It's out of bounds. Was it touched? It was not. Point Sooners.
You see right here on this cut shot, really going for it. Hard angle.
One of the few misses tonight for Yassiana Presley. 13-10 Sooners. I think Ryan McGuire was asking about something else there.
Yeah, I think during the rally, he's questioning that the Sooners had 4 touches, 4 contacts.
A little earlier in that rally, perhaps. Presley blocked. Paige Anderson there. Bears keep it alive. Was that 4 touches as the swing is long from Sine Dotson, and now Lindsey Gray-Walton may challenge.
Yeah, I think this is effective. And just without seeing the replay, it was 4 touches. You can see right here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That should be a fairly easy overturn. And referees miss calls. It happens. This game moves at lightning speed sometimes. And, hey, that is why we have replay for situations like this.
Exactly, because it looked like the first contact, or sorry, the second contact goes off Wolf, the libero, and they may not have seen it. So, yeah, that is why we have the replay, and the challenge is making sure that we get the call right every single time. Well, as much as you can.
As much as you can. It's not always discernible, win or lose. It's the Sooners first. Dunbar's jump serve off the tape. Wolf overpasses it, dunked down, but wide. by Paige Anderson. Just went for a little too much there.
It's a little too much, a little too wide. And then Jerlin's going. It's the right idea. Right placement, just out of bounds.
14-11 Sooners. Presley serves. Dotson gets the set, a little behind her, but she swings away. Here's Milana. And that's out. No touch. Point Sooners.
Keaton Kinley in position in the right spot. That's all about defense, knowing that that ball's going out of bounds.
Midway through set number 2 here in 15-11 after Baylor won the opening set, 26-24. Very even matchup to this point. Keaton Kinley back to serve for Oklahoma. Good deep serve, targeting the right player, Hunt there. And that one, they say, hit the deck as Paige Johnson tried for the pancake.
You see right here, I had a great view of it and I thought it was up. I'm not sure what happened there.
And no Sooner challenge, so 15-12 Baylor as Wolf serves it. Dotson. And a big kill for Sinead Dotson. She's had a nice night so far, Kelly.
She's doing great. She's doing her job, what she needs to do. You see the sets inside, gives her a little line to the angle. And Baylor's just not ready for that ball coming really fast down the line. Good turn.
McLaughlin puts it in the air. That is tracked down by Locken and pushed across by Hunt. This time Sanders able to get to that one. Milana. And somehow Dunbar got it. Milana is blocked by Kataku.
Great play for the Sooners. And that all started with the serve by McLaughlin. Getting them out of system. And this dig by Dunbar. Kataku heads up play, turns around, finds the ball quick, turns and puts up a great block.
Timeout Baylor as Ryan McGuire walks over and says, let's talk things over. Sooners. This set was tied at 9-9. And so Oklahoma has won 8 of the last 11 points to take control of this, Kelly. How have they done? So you're in good shape as far as the NCAA tournament is concerned, but you've got a long way to go and you have to continue to win matches.
Absolutely, and it's about building your resume at this point and putting together some meaningful wins, like beating Baylor tonight, you know, would be a meaningful win for the Sooners. Putting all those together to build your resume.
Stafford swipes into the net as that set was too far in front of her, and it's 18-12 Oklahoma.
Again, good rotation right here for the Sooners. McLaughlin serving strong, getting Baylor out of system.
And a good serve from Kylie McLaughlin. Presley into the net, and the Sooners block it. 19-12.
And you just keep doing it, point after point after point. Readjust every single time.
Been some nice service runs from Kylie McLaughlin tonight. She continues this one. Stafford. So a big swing there from Shelly Stafford. Baylor needed that from their redshirt senior All-American.
Again, another big kill for Stafford. Going behind on the slide. See that power, that dynamic that she brings to the Bears.
Shelly Stafford, maiden name Shelly Fanning, but was married this past May to Samuel. Kataku blocked, but it's down on the Baylor side.
Again, super important to get the middles involved. Kataku doing her job up. McLaughlin delivering that ball nice and high. Making Kataku reach over that tall block that Baylor puts up.
20-13 Sooners. Deja Hardy serves and targets Wolf, who can't handle the serve.
And so far, OU is executing the game plan. They needed to serve aggressive tonight. In this set, they're doing it.
Oklahoma by 8, trying to even timeout. So as Hardy prepares to put this serve into the air. Meg was listening in on that Sooner huddle where Keaton Kinley was vocal. Meg?
Yeah, Chad, no doubt about it. Keaton Kinley is this vocal leader. She says, we know what it feels like to fight for games like this. Baylor's out of system, and Baylor's not used to being in a situation like this, Chad.
And Kataku couldn't quite get that over. Yeah, Baylor, they've had 15 of their matches go only 3 sets this year. They are 14-1 in those. And not that they're not capable, but they haven't been extra distance a lot this year, Kelly.
Exactly, and where the Sooners have. It's the complete opposite, and that's the game plan for the Sooners tonight. Want to push them. Doesn't necessarily need to be in 3, 4. They just want to keep playing, put together 3 good sets.
Wolf able to dig that rifle shot off of Sanders. Presley down the line, and it is out.
Good job by the Sooners. Great job on the block. Forcing Presley to go out of bounds, just out of bounds. That was a really close shot.
22-14 Sooners. Stafford blocked by Dunbar. Dunbar and Paige Anderson in the middle for Oklahoma. Sooners are 2 points away from the set.
Good defense by the Sooners. Got to keep going.
Stafford sends this one out wide for Vandermark, and that's out. Set point, Oklahoma.
Good court awareness by Haley Sanchez. Deciding if she needs to go after that ball, lets the ball go long. She knew where she was on the court, knew that ball was going out of bounds.
The first of potentially 9 set points. A terrific jump serve by Sanchez. Presley pushes it across. Sanders, a big swing. This set comes for Stafford off the Sooner block and down.
A good little out-of-system play for the Bears. Stafford just hanging out in the middle of the court. They put the ball up nice and high. She takes her time. It's a good swing.
Still set point, Oklahoma. Stafford serves it for Baylor. Hardy elects to play that one. McLaughlin sets for Dunbar. A little out of sorts there were the Sooners. Presley, and there's Keaton Kinley. Dunbar. Off the block, it's out of bounds, and the Sooners have evened it at a set apiece with the number 3 team in the nation. It's 1 set each inside McCaslin Fieldhouse. Set number 3 is coming up. Sooner Volleyball is presented by OU Extended Campus. Tiana Presley in the opening set as Baylor won that 26-24, but Ashlyn Dunbar leading a Sooner charge, Kelly, in set number 2.
Yeah, exactly. So, Tiana Presley a little bit quieter in that second set. Dunbar really aggressive, really loud in that second set. So we'll see what's going to happen in this third set.
So, in case you're interested in 4-set matches this year, and this one would have to go at least 4, Oklahoma is perfect this year in 4-setters. They're 6-0 in 4-set matches. Baylor is 3-0 in 4-set matches. So Baylor has not played a 5-set match this year. Crazy to think about that. And Oklahoma, as we told you earlier, they are 12-1 in matches that go 4 sets or more. For Lindsey Gray Walton, it has to be just keep making them play 1 more point. Just keep making them play 1 more shot. And let's get it into our comfortable territory.
100%. Be resilient, I said at the beginning of the match. Just keep fighting, keep working. It may not be perfect every single time, but just keep going the distance.
Meg was listening in on the Sooner huddle in between sets there. Meg, what did you find out?
Yeah, Chad, Lindsey Gray Walton praising her team for attacking from the serve pass battle. They were attacking with their voice and attacking with their hands. That said, they were extending rallies because they were playing the unit, but this set they have to show up. She loves that they need to fall into that flow of feeling it inside McCaslin Fieldhouse, guys, and protecting their home.
Thank you, Meg. Play with no fear. And there has been a lot of that, really, since Oklahoma fell behind 21-12 in the first set. It's almost they just flipped the switch and said, well, we have nothing to lose at this point, and lo and behold, they're winning.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little slow start, and after that, that little switch that they turned on, been nothing but gold for the Sooners.
So if you're on the other sideline, you're Ryan McGuire and Baylor. You've got a veteran team, #1 in the country for 3+ weeks of the season. So they've been tested, but how do they adjust now? Because now it's kind of their turn to counterpunch, Kelly.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Coach McGuire is telling them, hey, we just need to calm down and play our game. Remember who we are and our identity and work together as a team.
Sanders, and that's down on the Baylor side. So the swing from Sanders nets the first Sooner point in set number 3.
Sanders being really effective tonight from the right side.
Asia Hardy serving. Presley and Hardy with a terrific dig there. Dunbar plays it across. This is Vandermark down. Marika Vandermark.
Great out-of-system play for the Baylor Bears. Tara Wolf, the libero. Perfect set to Vandermark on the right side. Really kind of keeping that out-of-system ball in system. And that's always the goal as a libero. Second setter on the court, delivering an in-system ball.
And Vandermark serves off of the antenna. He's kind of got away from her there.
Yeah, it looks like tonight she's been having just some mistiming on her jump serve. Again, it's really hard on that topspin jump serve. Huge toss. The timing has to be perfect. There's a lot of things that go into play there.
Sooners rotate Paige Anderson in, and Kataku serves long.
Kataku's being aggressive out there on the jump float, keeping that hand high, just sailing out of bounds. Looking for her to maybe drop that elbow a little bit more, maybe going a little bit closer to the net.
Presley soaring in, hits that off Kinley and out of bounds, or McLaughlin, I should say, and out of bounds.
And that's what the Baylor Bears want. They want Yassiana Presley. They need her to get her kills. Again, look at this ball delivery by Locken. In-system ball out of bounds.
Sanders, and that's long.
Ball was long. Sooners are saying that there was a touch, so we might get a challenge here.
And indeed, Lindsey Gray Walton has handed the green challenge card to referee Gary Houghton, who will have a look at it. Sooners won a challenge earlier in the night.
Let's see right here. Let's take a look at it.
Did we see a finger move back? That's usually the telltale sign.
Yeah, you see it again. I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
That is so difficult to tell.
That is difficult, which, again, for the call to be overturned, there has to be, 100% concrete evidence that ball was touched.
I'm not sure that was concrete.
That
was more like rubber.
I agree.
So as it stands now, 4-2 Baylor, ruled no touch. If the call stands, it will be 4-2.
Take another look at it. Yeah, because what we're looking for there is like a finger, like you said, or a hand kind of deflecting back when the ball hits it. Really not seeing it.
I don't see a hand or a finger. I think there's some movement from the fingers, but that's just because the player's moving the hand.
But since we have this up, this is a great pike for the block. Look how I think it's Milana. She's going over there really pressing over, and that's what you need to do. That's a good looking block right there.
Well, this is an extended look at replay. I can understand why. It is very difficult to tell. Baylor won set number 1, 26-24. Sooners responded by winning 25-15 in set number 2. And we have a decision, no touch. So the call stands, point Baylor.
Yeah, I just don't think there was enough evidence to overturn it.
And Presley serves. McLaughlin sets. Anderson off the net and down.
We'll take a kill anyway you can get him. Just kind of mishit it a little bit. But it went down. That's what it counts.
Paige Johnson serves. Paige Johnson was added in the spring last year. The transfer from Arkansas. The Sooners win that with Dunbar.
And again, just another great serve by the Sooners. Really putting the Bears out of system right here. Hunt really having to extend that ball, the overpass.
Why is Paige Johnson's serve so effective?
She's just, well, A, she's aggressive, but B, she really dials in on that zone. You practice serving zones all the time in practice. You spend a huge amount of time serving zones, and you can tell that she's just really put in her time doing it. Real effective. Coach is giving her a zone to serve.
Milana able to side out for Baylor, and the serve back to Tara Wolf, the senior libero. But that serve is long. And it's 5-all.
Good communication by the Sooners. Again, court awareness is huge in volleyball, knowing where you are on the court. That ball's coming really fast, calling it in or out.
Ashlyn Dunbar for the Sooners. That one is wide.
She's had a couple of those mishits tonight, looking to go line to line, down the line, and just kind of mishitting it off the side of her hand.
So Hannah Locken will now serve. Dotson. There's Locken to dig it out. Milana. And Dunbar there for the Sooners. Anderson punches that one down. But it's played across by Locken. Dotson. And good.
Awesome cut shot by Sinead Dotson. Let's take another look at it right here. Look at that cut shot. Super aggressive. Very dynamic.
Keaton Kinley serves. Milana. And that's off the Sooners and out.
Quick set behind to Milana by Locken. Again, delivering that ball super fast. Hard for OU to put up their defense. This ball's moving so fast. Good in-system play.
Milana, the transfer from Maryland. Had a season-high 12 kills in the first meeting between these two teams, and there's another Baylor service error. 7-all here in the third set. Just for some perspective, it's been hard to take a set off of Baylor this year. At one point, they won 31 straight sets. They played 59 sets this season and only lost 7, including that last one to the Sooners. And Kataku with a double touch there. 8-7 Bears.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an impressive statistic. It's actually phenomenal. And it goes to credit to Baylor and their staff, and, that their kind of resilience and working through that. I mean, that's a lot of pressure not to lose a set.
This one overpassed and an easy put away for Kara McGee. Nine 9-7 Bears. Stafford serves. That one overpassed, and again, it is Kara McGee. She's taken care of 2 straight Sooner overpasses.
Stafford, one of the better servers for the Baylor Bears, delivering that ball really quick and aggressive. So right there, great overpass by McGee. That's her job as a middle.
Great set by McLaughlin to Sanders, but it's dug out by Bremschreiber. That is wide, out of bounds. Point Sooners.
Again, good court awareness by McLaughlin. In position on defense where she needs to be. She can tell if that ball's going in or out. It's really close. But good decision.
Asia Hardy serves. Great set there by Locken and a wonderful dig by Kinley. Dunbar down the line, but it's out of bounds.
And those are the points the Sooners want to win right there. You get a great dig by Keaton Kinley, really extending her defense.
What makes Keaton Kinley so special as a libero? Preparation, film work, all those things?
Oh, 100%, all of that. But what I like is that she's patient. You know, sometimes players on defense, they just get a little too anxious. And they're moving before they even know where the ball's going. So they're guessing. She doesn't. She's super patient, and she relies on that fast twitch muscle at the last second to go for that ball.
Good serve from Bree Coleman. She targets Hardy again, and this time Asia Hardy good for the Sooners. Sanders tapping over the block. Huge Sooner block from Kataku and Sanders. Even the All-American Presley could not hit through it.
And that's what the Sooners want. They want those out-of-system balls. It gives them time, gives the Sooners time to put up a double block against Yassiana Presley. They know that ball's going out there. You see right here, the Sooners put up a great block. Sanders and Kataku up together in rhythm.
And Kataku with a jump serve that's way long. She's having some difficulty on that service line tonight.
Yeah, she's missed several. And I know she's frustrated by it and talking to the coaches right now, developing a game plan. They're telling her probably that she just needs to take some off. Maybe lower that elbow a little bit.
As a coach, how much do you talk about adjusting the serve during a match?
Not much.
Yeah.
Not much, because it is a lot mental. So really in practice, you prepare them. See this kill right here by Dunbar. Great cut shot. But going back to the serving, it is really mental, and you really, as a coach, you just want your player to go back there, be aggressive, be confident. That's a big thing.
Milana is blocked by Anderson.
Great job by McLaughlin setting up that ball. Out of bounds, you can see right here, they're up together in system. Paige Anderson pressing over. Great block for the Sooners.
13-11 Baylor. Milana swinging away. And it was Paige Johnson getting a piece of it to keep it alive. Locken with the dump for Baylor.
It was the first time tonight we've seen Hannah Locken dump the ball and be successful. She did several times, very successful against Texas. Surprised it's been 3 sets since we've seen it.
Dunbar. And Dunbar swings away. You'll take it any way you can get it.
Absolutely, and this is her job. So she, not necessarily in that situation, got the best set, but Hardy put a great ball up high. She had to be patient. That's what's hard as a hitter. You want everything to be fast. You want it to be dynamic. Dunbar doing a great job being patient on the outside.
Dunbar serve, overpass, but dunked by Hannah Locken, the setter. Or did they call her in the net that time?
Called her in the net.
So Locken called for in the net, nullified the dump.
And I like the adjustment right here. Just tick it out. Good call. In the net on the way down, but I like Dunbar. I love this adjustment on her serve. Doing something different, going cross court. This is what she knows. She went back to the line there.
There's a terrific dig by Wolf. Milana is blocked. That's punched high into the back row. Dunbar chases it down, and Kinley gets it over. Milana again. There's Kinley in the right place. Now it's Dotson. Point Sooners. What a rally.
Defense.
Loves travel stops play of the match, Kelly.
Defense, defense, defense. It wins championships. You can see right there, getting that ball over. Reset on the block right there. Great dig by Keaton Kinley. And Sine Dotson doing what she's done tonight. Putting that cross-court shot.
Sooners have won 5 out of the last 6 points to tie it. There's a rifle serve from Dunbar. And a huge swing right down the middle. Yassiana Presley. Sooners got a piece of that one. So point Baylor as we head to break in a good third set. There you see Ashlyn Dunbar. Sooners have rallied here in this set. Baylor leads 15-14. Welcome back to McCaslin Fieldhouse. Halloween Eve, Spooks and Spikes night. And it has been entertaining between the third-ranked Bears and the Sooners. Dotson just has to play that one over. Stafford Right place at the right time was Johnson. There's Dotson again. Stafford. How did Kinley keep that alive? Out of bounds. Was it touched? It was touched by Dunbar. So the kill to Yassiana Presley.
Let's check it out right here. Presley off the back row.
No touched up front there by Anderson, wasn't it?
Yeah. Milana and Stafford up in system right there in sync. You can see right here. Talking. Look at that press over the net. It's a good looking block.
Shelly Stafford, the redshirt senior. Gia Milana, a senior transfer veteran. Front row for Baylor right there. Chanel Bremschreiber serves. Dotson. Wolf able to dig it out. Vandermark blocked. Dotson and Kataku that time.
And the Sooners just respond back with the block themselves. You got to give credit to Sine Dotson setting this block up. You can see she shuffles over, remembering that she's a lefty. Taking that angle away. Very smart.
Contributions tonight from Sine Dotson and Paige Johnson, a couple of the Sooner newcomers. How did that get over? Somehow Bremschreiber got it back. Sanders is blocked. Sanders again. A diving dig by Locken. This comes to Sanders a third time, and this time it lands.
Push the long rally. Make Baylor work. Great job by the Sooners. And Sanders taking, when she has the moment, she goes high off hands, out of bounds. Great defense by the Sooners.
Kyla McLaughlin serves. Locken with the set for Stafford. Sooners counter with Kataku. And there's Presley again. Bears continue to just barely keep the Sooners at arm's length here in this third set.
Yeah, and the Sooners are just doing a good job of playing defense. They're making Baylor work. They're making them earn it. And in turn, OU is really kind of earning it.
Sanders, little low set into the net there.
And this is what the Sooners need. Right here, we're in crunch time. You got to take care of the ball, put it back, rely on your defense, regroup, reset, make smart decisions.
Overpassed and just slammed down. Sooners are solo third in the league at 6-2. Baylor has a one-game lead on the Sooners for second. Sooners have a two-game lead on Texas Tech for third. Presley rifling that one, and it's out. No Sooner touch. 21-18.
It's a great swing by Presley. I thought the ball was in.
I have to admit, I thought it was as well. Asia Hardy serves. There's Presley. Dunbar and Wolf is there for Baylor. Presley again rolls it over the block. There comes Hardy. Dunbar, and it's wide.
Two digs by Hardy in that rally. Major digs against Presley. That's what the Sooners need to do. And this ball just goes wide.
What's been fun to watch with this Sooner team is the development of some of the younger players or inexperienced players. Paige Johnson, Asia Hardy, Sine Dotson tonight. Really coming on and playing important roles. Kataku off the block, it's out of bounds.
Yeah, and that just gives credit to practice. You know, all of these players are practicing every day, working hard, trying to get better. Great delivery to Kataku right there. Kataku up and ready.
22-19, Baylor leads it. Haley Sanchez serves, and a Sooner service error.
Sooners being aggressive on that service line. It's it's worked for them at some points, and then it's also hurt them. That's the balance that you're going for when you're serving super aggressive and, you know, trying to beat a number 3 team.
So Baylor 2 points away from a 2-1 lead as the serve goes back to Yassiana Presley. Dunbar flies in and rockets one off of Presley out of bounds.
Great pass by Asia Hardy, keeping the Sooners in system. Kylie McLaughlin had 3 choices on who to go to. Makes it hard for Baylor to defend.
Paige Johnson serves it up. Locken tried to dump it, but the Sooners were there. Another block. It's Dunbar on the block this time. And a Sooner point.
It's a great heads-up play by Dunbar right there. Knows that Locken's on the front row. She's adjusting her set to the inside. Middle came around. Her responsibility is to stay with that setter first until she releases. Great play by Dunbar.
Locken sets Presley. Kinley digs it somehow. There's Presley again, but the Sooners block it. Wolf was there. McLaughlin. Anderson is blocked, but there's Kinley again. Dunbar blocked. Dunbar yet again off the block. It's out of bounds. What a rally. The set point.
There's that kill that we've been waiting for by McLaughlin. Perfect timing. Sees it, goes for it, super aggressive. The energy is high in here.
Sooners with 5 straight points. Baylor taking another timeout. Both sides are out of timeouts. Set point Oklahoma. Baylor led this set 23-19. They were 2 points away. What's been critical to this rally?
Well, right here. I mean, this is part of it right here. They're going for it. Great dig by Kinley, and then going for that kill by McLaughlin. But the serve, I think they're just doing a great job of serving, putting a lot of pressure, getting them out of system, first of all, and then they're playing great defense on the flip side. They're digging every ball. It may not be a great dig, but they're getting it up. Again, resetting, sending that ball over, and waiting for an opportunity for either Baylor to make an error or OU going for the kill.
Great crowd inside McCaslin Fieldhouse, rattling the rafters of this historic building in the middle of the University of Oklahoma campus. Set point Oklahoma for a 2-1 lead.
Look for Baylor to be setting Yassiana Presley in the back row, down the pipe, right in the middle of the court.
Milana the dig. And off the block, it's Milana the kill to tie it.
And that's a veteran swing right there. Crunch time, being aggressive, going for it. See right here, she's up against a double block. She just goes hard for it, right down the seam.
Johnson, another wonderful dig. Dunbar. Presley kills it to give Baylor the set point.
There's that back row attack I was talking about. They have that connection you see right here. And look where she puts this ball. It's like she's hitting from the front row. She's actually hitting from the back row. Her feet have to leave behind the 10-foot line. She can't touch the 10-foot line with her feet if she's on the back row.
Set point, it's long. Are the Bears going to challenge this? Doesn't look like it. So 25 apiece.
That was a really close serve. Good rotation for the Sooners right now with Dunbar being back. But top spin jump serve.
You have to win by 2. And Dunbar gives Baylor a set point with a service error.
Just seeing some good volleyball tonight on both sides of the net.
That is the 8th Sooner service error of the night. set point. Dotson plays it over. There's Wolf, and Vandermark gets it across. McLaughlin dumps it to tie it.
First contact by the ball for the Sooners didn't go so great. But again, they set up an opportunity right there for McLaughlin to be aggressive and get the kill.
That's Kylie McLaughlin's second successful setter dump of the night. She has 2 kills. Ashlyn Dunbar leads everybody with 10 kills on the night. Yassiana Presley has 8 to lead Baylor. 26 all in set 3, and Keaton Kenley serves. Stafford rockets that one off of Paige Johnson. Another Baylor set point, their third.
Holy cow. Again, credit to Locken. Look how she extends herself on that set, delivering it right to Stafford. Beautiful set.
Milana, jump service error. That is Baylor's 7th service error, and we're tied at 27.
And I think Baylor might be out of subs. That's why we saw Milana serve. We haven't seen her serve all this whole match.
Well, she went for it.
Hunt's in the front row now instead of Vandermark.
So Bria Hunt up there on the front row. Don't see her there very often. Milana into the net. Sooners with Dotson playing it across and finds the right spot. Another Oklahoma set point.
Just Dotson taking care of the ball right there. Just nice, easy play. Miscue on Baylor's defense.
5 kills for Dotson tonight. Set point Sooners. Well, Baylor has substituted here. Chanel Bramschreiber is in on the back row. And Kylie McLaughlin serves on set point. Presley soaring in to tie it again.
This is what Baylor wants. They want Presley on the front row. Look for her to get the next ball. Want to defend here. Sooners need to be aggressive. Get a good pass right here.
Stafford serves. Kataku tried to punch it across. And another Sooner set point.
It's interesting. Called a double on Stafford. Stafford is down on the ground. You can still set the ball. Her claim is that it came out clean.
So the double touch gives the Sooners another set point. This time Asia Hardy. And an error. 9 Sooners service errors. 29 apiece in set 3. This time Bria Hunt, Baylor captain, will serve it. Kataku pokes it over. McGee got a piece of that one. And now Locken plays it over. Sanders a big swing, but Hunt is there. Here's Presley reaching back. Dunbar out of bounds. Another Sooner.
Sooners doing a great job. You can see the bench there, super excited. The energy, and that's what defense brings. When you play defense like that, it's electrifying. It creates momentum, it creates energy, and that's what the Sooners did in that third set.
These two teams noted for their defense both ways. Lindsey Gray Walton team has a 2-1 lead, and Meg was listening in on the Sooner huddle.
Yeah, Chad, Lindsey Gray Walton love that they were able to break it down into 5-point increments this past set. They were staying in character, and she said our identity is showing up in this game. Baylor's uncomfortable, so they have to keep pressing, stay with that aggressive mentality. And guys, I'm not saying that this is the sole reason, but Lindsey Gray Walton did mention to me that they have been practicing on their bench dance moves this past week. So it's bringing the energy, and they're having fun here tonight.
Yeah, bench dance moves, critical element, right, Kelly?
Absolutely, bench dance moves.
She did mention off the top, though, 5-set increments. Why is that important?
Yeah, so it's just like mini goals within the set, right? We're going to be the first to 10, first to 15, first to 20, first to 25. And you just break it down the set like that. And so it's not you're thinking, oh, 25 points. No, be the first to 10. You know, be the first to 15. Breaks it down a little bit.
And perhaps you end up the first to 3 sets. And that's what Oklahoma will try to do. Last time Oklahoma defeated a ranked opponent at home was September 27th, 2014. Knocked off a good Kansas team that night. Set number 4 begins with an ace out of the hands of Shelly Stafford. Remember, this is a veteran team with a redshirt senior in Shelly Stafford, a returning All-American. She starts with an untouchable first serve. 1-0 Baylor.
Serving so aggressive tonight. Very effective.
Kataku punches it to the back. And a lock in there. Presley right into the Sooner block. And Stafford plays that one over. Here's Dunbar, blocked and down. 2-0 Baylor.
Vandermark pressing over on the right side over there. Really extending those arms, pressing over to the middle of the court.
Vandermark 6'6", McGee 6'4" up there for Baylor. Sanders tips it right into McGee, and it's off of her into the net.
Good play by Sanders. Saw that McGee was really off the net, really far off the net. Just a nice, easy tip right over.
So Brianna Kataku serves it. 2-1 Baylor. There's Presley off the Sooner block. It's out of bounds.
Presley doing what she does for the Baylor Bears. Getting points, getting kills.
Oklahoma is 6-0 in 4-set matches. Baylor is 3-0 in 4-set matches. The Bears have not been extended to 5 sets this season. Oklahoma 6-1 in 5-set matches. Dunbar with a big swing, but it's out of bounds.
And I think we've been through a couple of those together, Chad.
The Kansas State match last time we were here, an extended night. Sooners won that one, though. What makes a team so good when you go to 4 and 5 sets? Sooners are 12-1 in matches that go at least 4.
It's just the resiliency that I keep talking about. That's kind of my word for the night, is that they just keep working and keep fighting. They might drop a set, but what are you going to do next? You know, it's all about putting 3 sets together. And that's what they've done this whole season, is work on putting 3 sets together. What does it look like? Maybe in 3, maybe in 4. Hey, we'll get it in the 5th. And they've done that several times.
Wolf unable to handle that serve, and it's 4-3. Oklahoma had a stretch from September 5th through the 14th. They played in a couple of invitationals. They won 6 straight matches, 4 of them in 5 sets. And when you do that, it gives you a sense of confidence.
Absolutely. We've been here before. We talked about that against K-State. It was a no-brainer for them. They were down 2, came back to push it to 5 in that 3rd set. They've been there before. It's like, okay, let's go. We've done this before. We'll go again right now.
Paige Anderson's 5th kill ties this set at 4 apiece. And again, Wolf a little difficulty with that. Presley hits a missile from behind her. Anderson swipes this one wide. 5-4 Baylor.
And again, the Sooners executing at a high level, serving aggressive, getting Baylor out of system, making other players do some work, really going after Wolf right there on serve receive.
Dunbar plays that back in. Paige Johnson gets it across. Milana, what a night that Paige Johnson's had. Milana again, and there's Paige Johnson once more. Now Dunbar. Dunbar tries it again, and this time it's good.
That's just all defense right there. 2 huge digs by Paige Johnson. Keep that ball in play. Keep going. Doesn't work on that first kill. You go again. Rely on that defense. Good rally for the Sooners.
Dunbar tonight, a dozen kills. Milana. Sooners get a touch on that. Anderson tried to swipe it over, but there's Wolf. And Presley off of Kinley. Presley, 11 kills. She's played 18 matches this year, has double-digit kills in all of them.
Right there again, back row attack. But right now, Presley's hitting 105, and that's really low for her. And so the Sooners are doing a good job, right? They know she's going to get her kills, but you know, also putting pressure on her so she's getting some errors as well.
Anderson blocked by Milana and Stafford.
Great job by Baylor putting up 4 hands right there against Anderson. They know that she likes that slide play. Was tracking her really well.
Dunbar couldn't handle that serve. 8-5, an early lead here in the 4th set for the Baylor Bears.
Look for Wolf going back to Dunbar.
And there's Dunbar. And Dunbar comes through, 8-6.
I love it. You know, Dunbar had not a good pass. She got aced. She said, hey, I got this next one. That's my bad. And she delivers a great pass. And then she gets the kill for the Sooners.
Keaton Kinley serves. Stafford, Paige Johnson was there. But the Sooners were in the net there. Sinead Dotson, away from the play, got into the net.
Yeah, and she said she was. She called it. Let's see it right here. On the way down. Good call.
Dotson. This time off the antenna. (10-6) Baylor.
Sooners want to minimize errors right here, side out.
Dunbar somehow got to that. Here's Dotson. Stafford. Here's Dotson again, blocked. Now Dunbar is blocked.
There's a lot of errors in that whole rally that I saw.
A little disjointed.
Disjointed on both sides, really. So, good kill for the Bears.
Here's Dunbar. And Wolf somehow got that across. Now Dotson down the line and good.
Wow. Dotson with that kill. That was aggressive. Monster up by Wolf, sending the ball over. Almost had a little miscommunication, a little bobble between Kinley and Dotson, or sorry, Dunbar.
McLaughlin to serve it. Presley soars in. That skimmed the net. Kinley is there. Here's Dotson again. And long. (13-7) Baylor. This is one of 4 matches going on around the Big 12 Conference tonight. The other 3 are done. West Virginia beat Kansas State 3-1. Texas blanked Texas Tech 3-0. And Iowa State blanked TCU 3-0. Kataku got blocked. Kinley able to play it over for the Sooners. There's Stafford for Baylor. And the Bears have control of this 4th set.
That was a beautiful transition play. In the middle, see right here, Stafford's up high. Locken delivers that ball quickly. Great job by Stafford.
Dotson got blocked. Presley keeps it alive, though. McLaughlin sets Kataku, who's blocked. And it's 15-7 Baylor.
Good job by Vandermark, staying with her hitter and Stafford, both working together, covering Kataku.
Baylor has won 7 of the last 8 points in this set. There's a service error, though. The 8th against the Bears. Sooners get a much-needed side out, and they return Asia Hardy to the lineup to serve. Presley kind of mishit that one. Looked like it hit her hand and just kind of went straight up into the air.
Yeah, and that's what the Sooners block. You can tell she's just kind of thinking too much about it. Presley's thinking too much about it. Kataku, smart decision, keeping her hands high even though she was on the way down to get the block.
There's Stafford and Asia Hardy there. Dunbar. And played across by Locken. Sanders swings across. Here's Presley in.
And
a dozen kills for Presley.
And you can see right there, Wolf setting that second ball, and she just puts it up to the rafters. Super high ball right there. You can see it. Giving Presley time, get her feet to the ball. That deep hit to the deep corner.
And Dunbar has the answer for the Sooners.
Like that swing, sets inside, different play. Dunbar bringing her in.
Brianna Kataku will serve for the Sooners. Kataku 5 kills, 11 targets tonight. She has 4 blocks and an ace to go along with it.
I think she thought it was out of bounds. She was kind of caught her off guard that she got the ace. That's exactly where head coach Lindsey Gray Walton wants that serve to go, right there. Deep corner, deep into the court. Make Baylor communicate. Second guess if the ball's going in or out.
Did she second guess that there?
I think so.
So an ace and then an error. Sooners have 4 aces, 9 service errors on the night. They had 7 aces in a set against Texas Tech.
Wow, that's great. But I think really, they're really kind of had a game plan against Baylor with their serves. You know, be aggressive.
Dunbar strikes that one long. 17-11 Bears. Once again, Baylor has not played a 5-set match this season.
Ooh, that
was close.
That was close. That almost looked in from that camera shot.
Dunbar off the Baylor block. Point Sooners. As Baylor got into the net there.
Dunbar so aggressive on that swing. Going high off hands, high off arms. She didn't care. She's going for it.
Well, Paige Johnson has had a couple of service runs for the Sooners tonight. She steps back to the service line. Presley. Oh, Keaton Kinley, what a dig. Dunbar, and an equally good dig from Bramschreiber. Anderson got blocked. And Dunbar across with that one. So what's been the difference in this set for Baylor, Kelly?
I just think they're playing their game. You know, I feel like they've been trying to force a lot of things in the other sets, especially with the pressure, right? They haven't seen a lot of teams put a lot of pressure on them. And this is really their first time, like, okay, what does that look like for us? And they're starting to settle in, playing their game of what they know that they can do.
This looks like the Baylor team of much of the year. Play free is one thing that Ryan McGuire says. As Anderson side swipes and whacks one home for the Sooners. Not done just yet in this 4th set.
No, and the Sooners, again, they've been here, they've done this. They can still come back. They went on a long run in a previous set earlier tonight. They can do it again.
But a Sooners service error from Dunbar. What's a good ratio, aces to errors?
Well, say 1-to-1. For sure, 1-to-1. you know, maybe 2-1, but it just depends on kind of the game plan. You know, if the coach is telling I want an ace every single time, okay, the air is going to be a little bit higher. And I think that's what the Sooners have been going for tonight. I've noticed them kind of upping the speed, the aggressiveness that they have been doing. Maybe not necessarily just placement, but they're really going for the ace.
Milana got blocked. Kataku, it's wide and not touched. Point Baylor, 22-14.
McLaughlin put up a really good block against Milana out there, set it up nicely. Good recovery by Baylor.
Dunbar gets it across for the Sooners. There's Stafford, and on the receiving end, Paige Johnson. Dunbar again trying to tip it over the block this time. Dotson. Milana off the Sooners, out of bounds.
Baylor working together really right now as a team, communicating at a high level. Everything's going right for them right now. Sooners need to keep working, keep finding a way to score.
Baylor hitting at a 286 clip here in this fourth set. Kinley will have to play this one across. Stafford just got a piece of that, and Dotson was there. Here's Dunbar. And Presley giving Baylor set point to send it to the fifth.
Good tip right there. Change up by Presley. And that's where I see her game has evolved. Making those decisions. Changing it up, the speed. Make that defense second guess.
Dotson gets it over. McLaughlin sets Kataku. Terrific pancake that time by Locken. Dotson this time. And one set point wiped away by Sinead Dotson.
Sinead Dotson tonight, super successful with the change-ups, the hard swings, but also roll-shotting that ball into the middle of the court.
7 kills for Sinead Dotson, the freshman from Houston Memorial. Still set point Baylor. Good serve there by McLaughlin. Stafford, and there's Keaton Kinley. Presley digs that one out. Hunt ends it. And Baylor sends it to a fifth and decisive set here at McCaslin Field. Team. Wonderful night so far for Yassiana Presley, the All-American for Baylor. 14 kills and 11 digs. She has a double-double. You see Paige Anderson for the Sooners. She has 6 kills. Oklahoma led by Ashlyn Dunbar, who has 15 kills on the night. And as we reset for set number 5, let's check in with men.
Chad, Lindsey Gray-Long came up to her team and she said, eyes up, deep breath, enjoy being out there. They earned the right to push it to a 5th set. They expected Baylor to respond, but now we'll take it 5 points at a time. It's all a mindset. Stay aggressive at your home, Chad.
Thank you, Meg. September 27th, 2014. Last time that Oklahoma beat a ranked opponent at home. They're trying to do the same thing, but there have been very, very few wins over a team ranked as high as number 3 in the land. That's where Baylor sits coming into the night. The first serve goes to Haley Sanchez to begin the 5th set. And Stafford fires a rocket, the first salvo of the decisive set.
Great pass by Yassiana Presley. Sooners targeting her on serve receive. Handled that ball nicely. And then the delivery from Locken to Stafford. Really well executed. Again, Stafford here has been successful on the service line.
That's the announcer jinx right there, Kelly.
Right when it came out of my mouth, I knew.
That is 21 combined service errors tonight between these two teams.
That's 21 points. That's how you look at it. And
that's nearly a set.
Yep, that's a lot.
2-0 Bears on the left arm of Marika Vandermark.
She really gets fired up for her team, Vandermark. It's fun to see her energy. Two good kills back-to-back for the Baylor Bears.
2-1 Baylor. Sooners go to Dunbar. Here's Presley. McLaughlin sets Anderson down the line. Was it tipped? Yes, it was. Point Sooners for 2-all.
Great aggressive play by Anderson, going off those hands. She went for it. Definitely knew she got it. Down ref saw it for sure. It was just a great set by Kylie McLaughlin, too.
And Dunbar serves. Presley. What a dig by Paige Johnson. Dotson off the block, out of bounds.
Paige Johnson coming up with some huge digs for the Sooners. And then Sine Dotson just going in high off hands in between the two blockers there.
The service error. 12th of the night for the Sooners. And 3-all in the 5th.
Let's regroup right here. Get a good pass. Sooners have struggled in this rotation and serve receive. Look for Presley serving Dunbar.
Johnson diving in to get that. Here's Dotson. Overpassed. Anderson slams it down. She grins because she just barely got a piece of that.
Yeah, and just, again, Sooners taking advantage of an easy ball. Baylor sending that overpass. Good heads-up play by the Sooners.
That overpassed and sent across by Locken. Here's Dotson again. Rolls it over the block. McGee, but there is Paige Johnson. And now Dotson again for the Sooners. Milana, how about Paige Johnson? Dotson is blocked, but there's Kinley. Dotson punches it back, and Presley has it. Finally, Milana got it. It's off the antenna, though. Point Sooners for 5-3.
Huge digs by Paige Johnson in this set. Really the whole match, but this set in particular. Keep the Sooners alive. Keep delivering that ball to Sine Dotson on the outside.
17 digs for Paige Johnson tonight. Kinley's serve is wide. 5-4 Sooners. Remember, the 5th set plays only to 15 points. Kataku into Milana, who blocks it down, and it's 5 apiece.
Great setup by Gia Milana. Set was a little tight. Kataku didn't have much she could do with it, but the pike that Milana had, the press over, monster block.
Sine Dotson. Here's Milana. There's Johnson again. Just reached out with one arm and got that. Presley. Paige Johnson got it, but it's out of bounds. And 6-5.
And Brea Hunt coming up with a big dig in that rally. Keep that ball alive for the Baylor Bears. And then Presley to finish it.
3 straight points for Baylor to lead 6-5. Dotson long. And not touched. The Bears visited an exotic animal park on their way up from Waco in southern Oklahoma. This is a true story. They have roared back with the heart of a lion tonight. But there's a service error.
Really good job elevating her game for the Baylor Bears.
Not surprising for Shelley Stafford. Leads the Big 12 in hitting percentage coming into the night. Sanders, there's Wolf to dig it out. Presley from out of nowhere.
And there it is. That's what she's known to do right there. Just look at this. She flies in the air, makes it look easy. She has all the options right there.
She may have emptied the air from that ball. Sanders goes way up high, and the Sooners win the point, but it wasn't easy.
Good decision by Sanders, putting that ball in the middle of the court. You can see right here on this tip, making that the Baylor Bears second guess who's going for that ball. Good decision.
They'll take care of some moisture on the floor. What a battle between these two sides. I mean, they have given all of their energy tonight, each of these teams. The Sooners will be at Kansas on Saturday, and Baylor hosts Iowa State. They will enjoy a couple of days rest. Wonderful pancake there by McLaughlin. And that's tipped into the net. Stafford tried to reach out, and the ball really never got above the tape.
Yeah, that's tough. She's with her left hand. Ball was just overset a little bit. Had to try to save it with her left hand.
Sooners with back-to-back points to get within one. Milana tips it into the Sooner block. Stafford rifles that one out of bounds, but it was touched by a Sooner. And Lindsey Gray Walton has the challenge card out. And I think she still has two available, Kelly. So, yes, she wants to know if the Sooners win the point, but you also get a little break here.
Yeah, exactly. And I think she was saying that there was a net somewhere in the rally. I'm just guessing with sign language.
Well, the call is off of Brianna Kataku on the block, out of bounds. Did not look like there was a net violation against the Bears. Did you think?
I think it was sometime in the rally. I don't think it was right there in that play. It was in a different part of the rally.
Maybe there on Milana.
It's possible right there.
The net is shaking.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell from the backside whether or not she contacted the net.
I think that's the play.
Sooners, and we're tied at 9. Ryan McGuire getting that explanation now.
We're having the conversation. It looks like Ryan McGuire might want to challenge another call in that rally. They're having a conversation about it right now.
But what could he possibly challenge? If the net violation occurred, then the touch would be nullified because the point was over.
Right, or if there was another, he wanted to contest something else in the rally before that.
And now Ryan McGuire is challenging. And to be fair with all of this, we are not down courtside. It is difficult for us to discern exactly what the challenges are and what the conversation is that's taking place. It's just hard from up here.
Yeah, and I think he was wanting to challenge a call when the down ref was telling him, you can't do that.
And it's just speculative on our part, but it would seem that once the net violation occurred, the touch did not matter. And perhaps that's where the clarification happened, Kelly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Onward we go. 9-9 in the 5th set. Could not get any closer. Asia Hardy with maybe the dig of the night. Keaton Kinley the set for Sanders. It's out, but it was touched, and the Sooners lead 10-9.
Another great defensive play by the Sooners, extending that rally. Great dig right here by Asia Hardy. Popping that ball up nice and high. Great job.
Good deep serve there by Hardy. Milana with a huge answer, and it's 10 apiece.
Great swing by Milana, but credit to Locken delivering that ball. Huge seam in between the Sooners block. Had a lot of court.
10-10. And the serve to Chanel Bramschreiber. Dunbar. Baylor in system for Presley. And it's 11-10 Bears.
Great swing for the Baylor Bears.
16 kills for Yassiana Presley tonight. Stafford has 10 for Baylor. Sooners led by 15 from Ashlyn Dunbar. Dunbar blocked out of bounds. 3 straight Baylor points. They're 3 points away from the match. Timeout Sooners.
Get on your feet, get loud if you want a free t-shirt.
And right there, just kind of 2 unforced errors by the Sooners.
This McCaslin Fieldhouse crowd quieted for the time being. Reawake.
Continue doing that.
Well, the crowd on their feet inside McCaslin Fieldhouse. Sooners will have to rally. Baylor 3 points away from winning this one. What a night it has been, though. Bramschreiber puts it in the air. Sanders, as Baylor gets a piece of that. Presley able to get a big swing at it. Here's Dunbar. Wonderful dig by Wolf. Now Kinley sets Sanders. Presley blocked by Kataku.
Right here by Presley. Great block by Kataku. Really reaching over, pressing. It looks like we're going to have a challenge of some sort. I'm not sure what we're looking at here.
This may be net violation at the end on the block. But as Kelly said, Ryan McGuire has challenged it. For the time being, it is 12-11 Baylor here in this 5th set.
That's clean on the block. So I don't think it's that play. It might be something else in the rally. But Sanders doing a really good job. You can see in that replay, Sanders doing a really good job of setting up a great block on Yassiana Presley. Surprised by Yassiana Presley going for a tip in that situation. I really thought she was going to go for it. But it worked in her favor. Sanders, kept her hands up and unfortunately on the way down hit the net.
Baylor now 2 points away from the match. The serve by Shelley Stafford. Anderson swipes it down. But the point to Baylor.
Calling the ball out. The line judge calling the ball out.
That's not even close.
No, that is way in.
(14-11) Baylor is the score as they talk it over courtside. And now Kylie McLaughlin is over to talk with Tracy Belton, the up referee, maybe just asking for an overrule on this.
Yeah, and I don't even know. Looking here, watch Kylie McLaughlin, the set. It's a clean set.
What could this possibly be? Lindsey Gray Walton is asking Kylie McLaughlin to go over and ask the up referee Tracy Belton for some sort of a clarification.
Calling the line judges up. And finding out what that actual call was. If we can let this play go a little bit longer and see the actual call by the line judge. See what he calls here. Calls the ball in.
So it's a violation somewhere, but it certainly didn't look like Paige Anderson was in the net. Didn't hit the antenna. Point Sooners. And now Stafford is over.
I think they were wanting to call. The Baylor was wanting to say this is an illegal contact by McLaughlin. The ball's above the plane of the net, and that's what Baylor's contesting right now.
They're contesting that McLaughlin touched it while it was on the Baylor side of the net there.
Because Baylor was up blocking, McLaughlin was on the back row. She just went to the front row, so she was on the back row. So technically, she can't be a hitter in that situation. Baylor, great job going for the block on that ball, which turns her into a hitter, which is illegal. So I think that's what the contestant is. But yeah, the ball was clearly in by Anderson.
And now Terrell Wolf goes over to question Tracy Belton. It is point Sooners, 13-12 Baylor. And that's where we will stand. Presley gives Baylor match point. Yassiana Presley.
Great match. Paige Johnson had some major digs for the Sooners and key moments in the match.
Bree Coleman serves match point Baylor. McLaughlin sets Anderson. She's blocked, and Baylor has rallied to win in 5 sets, stunning this crowd here in McCaslin Fieldhouse. 15-12 is the final in the third, and the third-ranked team in the country pulls one out on the road.